everybody, Jason Levine here at Essen, and we're here with Mac Gerdts, big designer who's done a lot of different games, and you're known for your rondel games. So how did you come up with the idea for the rondel?
First thing I say good morning to everyone. The rondel is a very old idea. I implemented it in my prototypes back in the 80s. That was when I got the idea for the rondel. But it got published only with Antique, so 20 years later.
And you've obviously done a bunch of them over the years, from Antique to Hamburgum, etc. And do you like to push the idea of the rondel? Like you start with one game and then you say, I'm going to put a rondel in this next game? Or do you kind of, each game you design on your own and then add it in later?
I'm not fixed to the rondel. No, I think it's a very good mechanism to speed up the game, to put the players to take decisions every time to see what the others are probably going to do. But I'm not stuck to the rondel forever. So Concordia, for example, has a different mechanism. Machu Picchu had something different. And the one I'm working on at the moment is, I don't think it will bear rondel. I've tried it with the rondel, but I think there might be better ideas to implement.
And that's the ship game?
The ship game, yes.
And what, can you tell us a little bit about that, what you're going to be doing with it?
Yes, here on the fair I have the prototype with me, so you can come and visit me and we could play together, and perhaps you have good ideas or some suggestions to make it even better than it is. I'm designing games from theme. I'm thinking of a theme, and then I'm not coming from the mechanics. So for this definitely has to be a steamship game, whatever mechanism to be used.
And going back to Concordia, because I see you have the Salsa Expansion here with you.
Yes, I brought it to you. This is brand new, coming out of the printers. The Salsa Expansion, you see, it's a big box in our usual size. And what you got inside is you get some salt, as an extra resort. You get some rules, German, English, as short as ever. You get
another map. Every game he makes lots of maps, which is great.
There's no game from me without a beautiful map. Byzantium map on the one side, and on the other side you have an Hispania map. So this map has 23 cities, just like Britannia, so it's well suited for lower player counts. This has 28 cities, so it's something in between the Imperium and the Italia map. Both maps are tighter than the maps in the base game. But we have here the sword. So we added some sword cities here, where you can put your sword.
Yes. So there's a whole new commodity that's coming in the game with salt.
I'll push it here. Now this is the sword city, where you put your sword. Sword is a wild card, so you can use sword for any other resource which you need.
Oh, so it's a wild resource. That's great.
Yeah, it's a very valuable wild card. You already start with one sword in your pocket when you're starting the game, so you have a more dynamic start. You have more possibilities to go on because you can use it as a wild card. You can easily build two cities right on if you use it as a brick. But you can use it as another resource. You can use it as a cloth to sell it, or whatever you like.
So this kind of varies it. This kind of varies it in a way that not everyone is doing the exact same thing. Now everyone has variable powers.
Yeah, it adds additional layer to the game without destroying the base game. Yeah. And how do you get new cards? You already start with one. They are here on the forum, and whenever you play the Tribune, you can choose one of those cards for free. If you return with your Tribune 4 cards to your hand, you can choose this. You take this one. If you take at least 6, you can choose one of those 2.
Oh.
If you take back 8, one of those 3, and if you take back at least 10 cards to your hand with the Tribune action, you have a free choice of any other cards, and then they are replaced.
So the longer you wait to refresh your deck, you'll have more choices in the forum.
There's a new dance around these cards. So Salsa also is a dance, as we all know.
Yes.
So the name has quite some meaning.
Great. This is going to be great. When you so tell me about Concordia in general, how you came up with the idea to kind of build a deck and you play out your cards and you pull them back. It's very different than your Rondel mechanism. How did you come up with that?
I don't exactly remember. I'm just thinking many times a day about my games, and sometimes I try out this and try out that with cards. So it's. I don't think that's a very revolutionary mechanism. It's just playing cards and taking them back. It's.
No, but it works very well for this. And it gives it a different flavor than your normal Rondel games. So I thought it worked well.
Yeah. I think the landmark of the Rondel game and also of Concordia is that you have short individual turns. And that it's your turn, quick time is your turn again. So you're always in the game. You're always thinking about what to do. You're not waiting for long. You shouldn't wait for long. It depends on the players, of course, but normally you shouldn't wait for long. A typical game of Concordia consists of 100 turns. So the variation of 100 turns makes it possible so that no game is like another, because there are so many variations and iterations inside the game, so that interesting turnout. You can use the forum cards and you can use the sword also with the other maps, with the base game, with the Imperium and the Italia map, and also with the expansion of Britannia and Germania. So it's absolutely free. You can play those new boards without these, if you just the normal way, if you want. You can play it with sword but without cards. You can play it with cards but without swords. So we now have 6 maps, 6 boards, 2 modules to combine with. So so you can have really fun with Concordia Salsa now.
Which is great, because I absolutely love Concordia. So looking forward to playing with all these new features. This is going to be great. Concordia Salsa and Mac Gerdts here, and it's a pleasure to have you on our show.
Yeah, take it back to America and have fun with it.
We will. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.